Well, before I harvest our beans for this year, I thought I'll give you a little um, tour about where they grow and how they grown since May when I planted them. And there is few mixed of peas on them. It seems like they're just smaller ones, but the beans they're always nice and longer than what I expected from them, especially the one in the backyard. It seems like the soils here really suit them. That is just one part, and this is the most space I plant my beans. The rest I just plant them wherever I could find a space for them. I mix them with some potatoes and hoping to at least get something out of them. So it looks like I'm just gonna give you a little tour so that way I don't have to break this view. So I don't mind some of the background. Just we live in a over 100 years old house, and there's a lot of things the previous owner collected, and also we added some part of it too. But other than that, we love our house. It's an old house, as I mentioned, and as you notice, I plant wherever I could. There's some sun, and also at the back there's a big chunk of I would say blackberries, and every year at least I get a couple of bowl or a couple of tray from it, and they're really nice for sure. It's kind of nice to have it like every year, more like a tradition of picking berries at the back of our fence. So that's what it is, and I will take you to more of where the beans are. And as you notice, some of them are on the side of the house. I used some any pails that I can use to plant them, and I noticed that they can grow anywhere. I wish I could have done a little bit more, but I think for now I would say this year it will be fine because we started something in our Skagit small farm as well, so it'll be really nice. See what happened. It's always interesting how they look like and what they can produce, during the season or harvest season. So here it is. These ones here, I think, might be able to have some vegetables out of those fruits. I noticed that those ones that have really nice sunlight, they actually produce nicely. And here, as I said, there's just some there. And also, I'll take you to the more inside of our garden. There's some mix of raspberry there. We pick a few, but not very much. So, tell you what, I'll take you to a place that there's not much sun on it, but we're just hoping that we're going to get something out of it. So there you go. I just leave them in pots so that way they have the maximum soil and nutrients from there. And we got a little pond at the back there for our little friends like birds comes here, and then whatever animals that come by. There's sometimes we get raccoons, and well, once in a while we see coyotes on the road, but they don't come in here. And of course we got our puppy Chewy. Once in a while, my daughter Catherine, takes her puppy Totoro here sometimes, and we take care of him for a day or two, or so yeah. So as you notice, they're just like in the pots. The reason to that is that I can move them around if they don't give enough sunlight, or I noticed that they're not getting the nutrients that they need. As you can see, some of them are just like either they're getting a lot of sunshine, or you just need a little bit more water, or food, plants. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but I noticed with beans, they're actually easy to plant. You can plant them in the ground, you can plant them in pots, and they will, as long as you just give them more sunshine. As you notice, this one here, the more sunshine they get, the more their leaves looks nice and healthier. And there's some more there. We didn't really have, much. We didn't have much from our small apple trees. As you notice, this year, I think it was just the heat and also the mixture of the climate change, the weather. It can be too cold, it can be too hot, and sometimes it just messed up the flowers, and they didn't even have any chance to become like vegetables. So this is where we're part of our beans. As you can see, some of them are just in pots because that way they have more chances of survival. There's a few cilantro on the ground. I have to replant them and put them in smaller pots. Or I would say in pots. It seems like the ones I put in pots are growing nicely. So yeah, and there's another pond here for our little friends, our little special little birds. They always come here and drink. So that's why sometimes I need to change the water, at least, or open enough so they'll drink at least cleaner water. And here's back again to our front yard. As you notice, I put them in pots and they're really growing nicely. Got a lot of bag of soils, topsoils, that really helps them stems grow nicely. And for the last ones, I'll show you where they are. So just to remind you, this is where they are, and now we can go to the other side. I didn't have much, planted on this side because of just being a full-time post-secondary school at Douglas College, and on my last year of my BBA accounting, it's a lot of work, and I'm just happy that at least I spent some time with my garden here, and even just beans to harvest every year is really nice. And I wish I could have planted more because there's quite a bit of space in this property of ours. As you notice, we can easily plant I would say about 10,000 square feet of vegetables, and even in putting in pots, it's quite a bit. So yeah, so there you go, and it's really nice to have these beans this year, and I'm looking forward to harvest them, and we have a few flowers around, plants, house plants, and of course my mom, when I'm at Skagit doing my work there with our little farm that we just started last week. She helped me with watering the plants when I'm not around, and it was real nice. Here in this area here, there's a mixture of tomatoes, and some I believe pepper, and they're actually growing really nicely. So yeah, so that's really nice. So yeah, I hope next year it will be more than what we have right now. And for sure, the one in Skagit will be the same thing too. Hopefully, we can go back there in a, I would say in a week or two and do some more planting. So here it is. This is where I plant my beans when I'm in our Surrey property. Well, for now, I would say bye, and I'll keep you up to date when I harvested them and take a picture for sure. Thank you.